I started out trying to draw underwater, and I was working with the Museum of Natural History, and their archaeologists told me that they don't use slates; they use a mylar uh, paper, waterproof paper. So I tried using that underwater, and it was very difficult to control the pages with clips, and I was distracted by the clipboard and so I tried to figure out how to use the best way of having an underwater sketchbook. And I came up with the idea of a scrolling device, and I made some prototypes, and it worked so well that I wasn't distracted by the device. I could just go 80 feet down and be totally in the zone. In fact, one time I was so into my drawing off the coast of Belize, the divers were following like an 800-pound loggerhead turtle, and it was going along the wall, and they were following it, and I didn't even see it, and it came up. I guess I was in its way. It knocked my mask off. So I just started drawing underwater with this. I call it the aquaSketch, and then people in the Navy saw it, and they said, "Can you make one that will fit on our wrist?" And that was the beginning of aquaSketch as a company. And the goal of the company is to make paper usable underwater. And with that, it's much easier to print on than trying to silk screen on a slate. It's here's one here. It has a hard surface, and the back plate is also phosphorescent, so it glows when you put your light on it. And you just scroll, and this holds 8 feet of material. This particular one we printed for Maui. All their dive tables are on this, so you don't have any slates banging around on your BC. And that's the Maui tables. And it's virtually indestructible. It's made of polycarbonate. We've sold about 11,000 of these worldwide, and we're being picked up by a number of different certification agencies now. The original one that I made, which was it has an 8.5 by 11-inch writing surface, but it holds about 30 feet of material. It has a tray for your media. And I made 10 of those, and then I started to be asked to teach underwater drawing classes. And because I have these large aquaSketch, it makes it very easy to draw underwater. And I teach art in New York, and so I give the students a day of instruction in techniques that work well underwater. Like I actually pose for them, clothed. But I take a pose, and I'm moving, walking, or I take a broomstick and make different poses, but I keep moving, and they have to draw me moving. And I try to tell them to just get the gesture quickly. Yeah. And then we do that, and they practice that. Some of these people have never drawn before. And then I have them look at a pose, but not draw. And then I tell them, okay, now draw after I'm done with the pose. Right. So that develops another skill. Right. And there's a whole series of skills. In fact, you could go to the Richard Nicolaides book, the drawing book, which is one of the best drawing books there is. That's full of these techniques. But I just teach the techniques that are best for underwater and get away from detail, And so anyway, I give them a day of instruction in the studio. Next day, we go diving in a fairly shallow place that has some nice reef and marine life. And they just dive all day. There's not much I can do once they're in the water. In fact, I go around sketching them. So I do drawings of all my students. And then the third day, we have individual meetings in the studio, and we go over all their drawings, pick out the good areas, and we scan them in the computer, and then compose them, like the fish and the coral, and bring them all together in one nice composition, maybe clean them up a little bit, and then print them out on watercolor paper, and then they paint on top of what they drew underwater. And it's just a ton of fun. And then once we get, if they don't like what they did, then we just throw that out and print out another one. And so we print, you can paint on it with anything: acrylics, watercolors, sparkles, whatever you want. And there's these wonderful colors. My wife works for Golden Paint. These colors that are called interference colors that change color depending on how you look at them, like a lot of marine life does.
Yeah.
You can actually put those colors on your painting.
Oh, neat.
So then once we're done, we hang everything up and have a wine and cheese gallery show. And on the internet, everything about aquaSketch and the aquaSketch workshops, that we're having an aquaSketch painting and drawing workshop coming up in Cozumel on March 18th. So everything you need to know is at our website, which is aquaSketch, aquasketch.com.
Good. Thank you.
Thank you.